The Horror Center show is this Sunday, and it is an interesting card to say the least. Some matches that we probably would have never seen if this was not originally going to be Extreme Rules, but now being the horror show, and just combining the two of the past COVID era WWE pay-per-views, just have it being the center horror show, or the Horror Center show, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It is something different, for sure. A lot of cinematic things could be in this one, but we have two of the matches that we know about, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But first of all, the right to become the face of America has changed for the better. As the current face of America, Apollo Crews faces MVP, and MVP over the past few weeks has made a new symbol of excellence, the symbol that will signify the right to become the face of America. The only thing I could say about this belt in a negative light is they should have made, the top portion of the belt blue where the stars are. That would have made it pop a lot more. That would have made it a lot better instead of just the gold with the white stars. They did a great job with the stars and stripes on the bottom and the eagle and everything else. Makes me think of the NWA Television Championship. Makes me think of some of the old UWF titles. Makes me think of so many great belts and some not so great ones with this kind of design that are great and have a lot of prestige. Ironically, if this belt stays in WWE, if there's a new symbol of excellence, the new symbol to become the face of America, this will retire the old face of America symbol that has been around since 2003 when WWE brought the then WCW United States title back after being unified with the Intercontinental title in 2001 with the Alliance and the Invasion and all that. Ironically, though, this is the last belt in WWE that has a nameplate. Some people wouldn't think that would be a big of a deal, but with somewhat people who have not really liked the side plates, the interchangeable side plates, and just have a fucking nameplate on the belt, that makes a lot. And because great people have held those belts, and you would have the names of the people, and you could customize the belt. Not saying you can't with the side plates. That makes it a lot more, it makes WWE a lot more money, obviously. But it's just something about tradition, about having someone's name on a belt and have it mean something is going to be over, regardless if Apollo wins it or if MVP wins it, because we're going to assume that this is the new belt that they want to represent the United States Championship. As much as we joke about Kevin Owens over the past few years making it the face of America and just having that banner of pride, having it become the face of America, not even the championship, if you hold that belt, you're the face of America, there's no doubt about it in my mind or anybody else's mind. History, tradition will change for the better. I really like this new belt. Honestly, the belt is more important than this match. This match could be anybody versus anybody. The match does not matter. The belt is what matters. And who holds the belt? Apollo Crews. He needs it. He needs this belt more than the belt needs him. It's that simple. Next up, a match that we saw in AEW a little while ago, but WWE is taking it literally. The first ever eye for an eye match where the winner has to pull a see no evil and literally pull the eye out of the socket, pull the eye out of somebody's body. Someone will have an eye patch for the rest of their life, the rest of their career. And this is one of the cinematic matches I feel could happen. But WWE has really booked themselves into a corner. If they have ever booked themselves into the corner they have done with this match, you have to literally pull the eye out of the socket, out of the orbital bone, out of basically your eye hole, where your eye sits, to win the match. We're not even going to go over the backstory of this. This match is the match of the night just because someone will have their eye pulled out of their body. This is shit that people dream of. This is shit that people just make up for the hell of it. that people make stories and just scare people. This is shit you see in horror movies. This is going to be real life. This is going to be an actual match. History will be made. And honestly, with Ray working on a handshake agreement, his contract basically expired, just working on a handshake deal, I could see him have his eye taken out and we never see him again. And just have Dominic be the new star. And have Dominic have a career in WWE. With the bond they have, that wouldn't make sense, but out of everyone, to not have an eye, the man already has a mask on. The man has a mask on, and it makes sense to have this happen. And, it covers more. It covers more of the face. As I was saying before I was distracted for a little bit momentarily. I do apologize for that. Something came up on my screen and I didn't see it. I'll get to that a little bit later, though. But once again, Ray's face is pretty much covered. We don't see him without his mask almost ever. He's already kind of covered one of his eyes anyway. Just have him cover both. Have Rollins go over the other eye, the Monday Night Messiah, whatever the hell you want to call him, and just blind him for the rest of his life. You never see him again. Next up, these two matches kind of go hand in hand because we'll go with them together. The Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley 2 belts defense against, or Bayley's 2 straps, against Nikki Cross, and Sasha Banks faces Asuka for the Raw title. Very simple. They hold all the belts, and then we just see what happens. Not that Cross doesn't deserve it. Cross absolutely deserves it. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins it. Asuka, same thing, but just to have the agenda happen, just have it happen. Next up, in a match we do not know the stipulation of, Drew McIntyre faces Dolph Ziggler. The WWE Championship, we don't know the stipulation. Ziggler will lose. That's what he always does. That's what he always will do. As great as he is. And finally, the Swamp Fight. We don't know the rules of this. Literally fighting in the Wyatt Swamp. Non-title, Braun Strowman, Universal Champion against Bray Wyatt. The original Bray Wyatt. The Bray Wyatt that we all grew up on. The Bray Wyatt, I say grew up on, but the Bray Wyatt that literally changed this business for the better. This match, Bray desperately needs a win. And Bray will win. I don't know how the Swamp's going to happen. We fucking have a gator eat somebody. I don't know how you win. Just going to happen. That's kind of the story of the show. Stuff will happen. Things will happen. A great night. Probably not as great as the car we went through before, but it'll happen.